Hi, my name is Dick Ensing. Today we're going to bring you a free art lesson brought to you by Art of the Carolinas. That show is going on right now, by the way. This is the 9th year that it's been going. I'm going to teach you today how to do a portrait, but we're going to do it in steps. Today's going to be called design. We're going to show you how to design it before you can get into the final painting. And we're basically going to follow this chart here, but this is oil painting is basically broke up into 5 basic shapes. 5 different designs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first stage is going to be the design. That's what we're going to work on today. So I'm going to put this chart away. I'm going to start on a nice blank canvas. I'm using 11 by 14 canvas right now, and I like the smooth canvases. Ultimately, we're going to try to get over to this, which is the final portrait. But today we're going to design it to get prepared for that. Now, a lot of times if I'm starting a portrait, I'll use a light cobalt blue just to get the design on there. But I'll make myself a value sketch, which is over here, a black and white sketch. This picture is the final picture I'm going to work from. This picture was taken out of this picture, but I only wanted to do a head study in this one here. So let's get started. First thing I would do is break up your canvas into 4 coordinates very, very lightly. These lines will disappear on you as you get into the painting, and don't worry about the lines. They're all going to disappear for you. Look for shapes. Look for shapes in this beautiful model right here. This lady's name is Christina. She's one of my models I use all the time. I've used her in 15 different paintings already. Christina Moore. Now look at, here's an oval shape here, okay? Here's kind of a triangular shape. There's 2 shapes right there. Look at the round shape of the eyes. There's 3 shapes there. Look at the rectangular shape of the background. There's 4 shapes. And basically you can almost find a 5th shape, which will be the square. Look for these shapes. If you can draw the shapes, you can draw the painting, you can design it. But you want to break it up in coordinates first, because there's what we call a visual center and a geometric center. That's a geometric center. That you don't want. You want to put that head off to the right a little bit or off to the left. We're going to put it off to the left a little bit. Start out with an oval. But basically, look at the shape here. Triangular shape. Okay? So you have a triangular shape here. You have an oval shape here. And what I'm going to teach you is how to draw it but design it. Okay. Now, here's your oval. Here's your triangular shape. Watch for planes. Planes are very important in painting. The planes, the angles of the head, which is like this. The angle of the neck, which is like this. The angle of the body, which is like this. The angle of the arms. And use your brushes for this. You can set these brushes up different angles. Now this brush here is a number 2. It's a Pro Series. I enjoy using them. You get a nice chisel point with them. And you can see it's a flat, so it's got the long flat on it. You get a nice chisel point before you start drawing. Look at the shapes of the eyes right here, okay? Goes in this. These are called planes, and they're not airplanes. They're planes in design. See, there's a plane there. Comes right across here. Here's the plane of the nose. Comes right up here, okay? Before you know it, you've got the whole drawing on there. Okay, let's start into this a little bit. Okay. Now, the head forms basically oval around the eyes, around the nose, around the lips. So this head turns like this. Don't be afraid to draw these light lines. These lines are all going to disappear on you. Now watch the neckline. That comes down like this. Watch down here where it gets into the body part. Goes down in that kind of an angle right there. Look at the hairline right here, see it? And all of a sudden the hair starts turning. What do you have here? You got a beautiful circle, a beautiful geometric centers right here, but you've got a nice logarithmic curve, so to speak, which will come right around here like this, okay? So if you draw these shapes, the whole thing will come together. It's almost like drawing the shapes and tying in all the points. Watch your angles. Watch the planes. Now the back of her hair is right about back there. Okay. Now watch as I put the nose here. You see how the angle of this goes down? It comes right across here. That should be almost the same angle as the body right here, okay? It's almost in the same plane. These are little tips to help you to draw and help you to learn how to draw and how to set up your design. And before you can get into this right over here, which is the finished portrait, you got to start with this. You've got to start very slowly. You need a foundation, like a house. You need a foundation in it. Roughly, here's the nose here. Here's the lips right here. And this is basically broken up in 1/2 thirds, okay? That's a good criteria to go by. Okay. And this is the design part of it. A lot of lines. These lines are going to disappear. You're going to follow this, and we're going to do 3 of these little freebies for you. This one's going to be the design, and we're going to do one in a tonal, and then we're going to do one in the skin tones. And we may get into the painting in that part of it. But you got to break it up and take your time with it. A lot of designs go into this. Lady asked me the other day, she said, what about this background? Don't worry about the background. This is just masses of color back here. Look for the big masses, but don't worry about that background yet. What about the eyes? Don't worry about the eyes. They'll develop. You can see already it's starting to look like somebody. And you can take your photos, and I always take my photos. I'll take a main photo, which is the big one here, and I may take parts out of that photo. But if you've got Photoshop, you can also put this through a watercolor filter, which will show your masses more. Put it through another filter, what's called just a dark black and white mode. You get these values. You can see where the light's hitting here? Here's your darks, here's the lights. It's all dark in this. You have to compare lights. A little bit more of this. Okay. Now look at the eyes. The eyes are basically nice oval shape. Oval shape. Just fairly lightly draw them in there, okay? The eyes are the windows of the soul. And I love painting eyes and pastels or oils or watercolors because that's where you can tell what the person's thinking with their, okay. All right. Okay, look at the angle of the nose here. See the angle of the nose? Angle of the nose. Draw a little line up there. What's that nose? That's the shape of a triangle, isn't it? Okay, basically a triangle shape. Look at the lips. Lips are basically in an oval shape here. Okay, and they go around this way. There's an oval all the way around. You have to remember that head has to turn. Okay, a lot of lines. These lines are all going to disappear as you get into your painting. Very dark. Now watch when it gets dark, you go darker. Much darker down here. Much darker, darker, darker. That's where the light's not hitting it as well. You have to do a study on values too. Values are the lights, the darks, the lights, middle, and the darks. Values establish the form of the object, which is going to tell you how her head turns and who she is. Do a study on values. Values are so important. Design first, values next, colors third. Okay. Right about here is her eye. There's another eye right here. And I like to use a blue. You can use a yellow ochre, you can use a blue. I use a cobalt blue, which is a little darker than the cerulean. Try not to get right into the too dark. Ultramarine is too dark to start with. You use a burnt sienna. There's a lot of different colors you can use to do this. Okay. You see this? Here's your geometric center right here. Here's your visual center here. Okay. Okay. Let's go a little darker right here. It gets very dark on her neckline. If you just take your time with this, it starts out as an abstract. It turns into something later. Paintings have to go through stages. Okay. All right, we're going to stop at the design right here. The next stage is going to be, the next free lesson that you get will be a value sketch of this. Then we're going to continue it, and like I said, we're going to go into the skin tones and later on into the painting. Again, thank you for dropping in with us. My name is Dick Ensing. Again, my website is dickensing.artist.com. And again, we're brought to you by Art Carolina's